look taller than you.
Nuh-uh. Look at the camera. Even on your tippy toes. Oh, you're right.
I'm not on my tippy toes. Look, my feet are flat. Just uphill.
Oh, yeah, nice. How's that?
Is that better?
Go on your tippy toes, it'll be close.
Now we're good.
We're both short.
Yeah.
Our kids are doomed.
I know.
What's up, everyone? So welcome back. We are in the greenhouse today. We have a little bit of things to do in here, including watering, cutting some things, and showing you how everything's growing.
Yeah, pretty much our garden is done for the year.
Yeah.
You got one of my hairs on you. The garden's done for the year. We got our garlic planted. We still haven't pulled all the plants yet. Some have come out, but not all.
Yep.
We have a few things we have yet to do in the garden, but as far as produce and stuff, we're done for the year.
Yep. And I'm also getting crunched on time. I don't know if I'm going to get this insulated this half before winter comes. Well, winter's here. I don't know if that's going to happen this year. I'm going to try my hardest, but it might happen later this year too. Our business is going right now. We have other things on our plate that we just have to get done first. So.
Oh yeah, it's always
part of life.
Management.
So now the tomatoes, we're getting a lot of questions. Are we going to run this through winter? No, they won't survive through the winter. I'm expecting in the next week or two they'll be all dead. We're getting a lot of questions about the browning and stuff on the top, and that's fine. So every time a leaf is touching on the top of the plastic up here, it will turn brown because of the frost. The frost sits on the plastic, so anything touching the plastic, it will die if it can't handle the frost. Now, like your greens and so forth, they can be touching the side and it won't hurt them. So these are going to be probably gone within this week, I'm expecting, because we're going to hit lows of in the teens and 20s. So I don't think this will stay warm enough for them, because generally it's about 10 to 15 degrees difference from in here to outside if I don't do anything. So, and I don't expect to keep these all winter. These were just kind of supposed to be for shade, trying things out, and now I know what I'm going to do for next year. Here we're going to take them, plant them 2 feet apart. We're not going to do shade cloth, and we're going to let them grow up. God bless you. So that'll help. Then we'll produce more tomatoes. These will be done this time of year, and then we'll have everything growing down there, because we can trim everything from about waist high down, trim it all, so this way all the carrots and everything else underneath it is getting sun.
So under our tomatoes and this whole bed, we have packed full with carrots. The tomatoes obviously shaded the carrots that were down here, but it also kind of brought some shade over to the carrots in this corner. The ones down here though, they are getting so much sun. They are growing. They're doing really well. I think we're going to have a ton of carrots down there. I'm not expecting really a great harvest from the rest of the bed, which is kind of a bummer. We actually did luck into a whole bunch of carrots not that long ago, and I was able to can them, and that was really nice to at least get some carrots taken care of. We still have a couple little packs in the freezer from ones we grew in here last time, but I'm really hoping for some big carrots this season. That was my goal. They're definitely spaced better apart, so that will certainly help. Oh, look at that sun. Can you see the sun just like shining in? It's actually a very comfortable 60 degrees in here. Comfortable for us. I'm sure the plants would like it a little warmer.
So the kale, spinach are doing fabulous. The only thing that's not doing so well is the butter crunch lettuce. We only have, it looks like one that came up. And then collards, they're doing okay. They're not doing great either, but can't complain. Our kale's doing really good. We have greens, so really, and you're not going to hear too much complaining from us. We make do with what we got, you know. So we're happy to have this. This is a huge amount of greens for us. That'll carry us through the winter. Plus we have a bunch of spinach that's frozen. So I'm excited.
I'm trying to shade my face from the sun. Oh, the sun is shining so bright right now. But the sweet potatoes, I wanted to show you, these greens are still looking really good. We haven't dug any to check them. We certainly need to do that soon. I really do want to try cooking up some of these greens and see what we think of those as well. So one thing I didn't get to yet this year that I'm super bummed about, because I intended to do it last year and didn't get to it, was I had intended to pull a good chunk of the peppers out of the garden. I have pots for them, and I was just going to try potting them up in some dirt and putting them in the basement to see if we could kind of get them to go dormant and then plant them again next year to kind of get a head start. It's something I've heard that's done around here, and we haven't tried it. I was really excited to try it, but we have tried 3 stores to get just some potting mix, and everybody is sold out. I know usually this time of year they put everything kind of on clearance and then it's gone and we don't see it again till next year, but I think we missed the clearance. Everybody already bought it, so unfortunately I don't have enough to do that. But if I do find some, I probably still have a little bit of time that I could do some of those. We'll see. But at least Matt was able to pull out a few of the pepper plants and get them planted in here. We have 2 going really strong. In fact, this one has a whole bunch of little peppers on it, so that's really good. We're hoping if Matt can get this side insulated before it gets too cold, that we'll be able to keep these going a little bit, even if these go dormant, to get a head start on them for next year. Our other herbs that we brought in here, for the most part, are doing all right. The calendula, I was hoping to dry out some of the flowers for collecting seed, and it kind of seems like the ones that are dying really aren't drying out. So I'm hoping they do a little bit so that I can have some seed of that for next year. Our sage is doing really well in here. I think the shade from the tomatoes is helping right now. So I'm going to leave this. Hopefully it'll grow a little bit bigger. I think we'll definitely be collecting a lot more off the sage. The lavender as well is doing really well. What was alive, this other chunk had kind of died out when it was outside. And some of these little blooms on here are getting so big. I definitely picked most of them when they were about this size. So I'm going to leave it and kind of see how those do for a while. Our herbs that we brought in, I am going to be harvesting from today. I am actually cutting all of our green onions. They have been sitting outside this whole season and we haven't touched them. So it's time I get some of these beautiful green onions and some not so beautiful out of here. What I am planning on doing is just getting these cut up, dehydrated, and then we will have a little bit of onion flavor for our dishes this winter. Our chamomile didn't fare the greatest, or didn't live quite as long as some of these other herbs, but some of it is still alive and still flowering, so that's good. Our basil, this was that one the bees loved, but we didn't love. I'm leaving it for now. I really don't have any intentions to do anything with it though. If it survives it all the winter, then I will just plant it outside somewhere next year probably. I did end up saving some oregano already, but this plant is really loving being in here. I would say this is the best it has done so far this season. So we'll be cutting a lot more oregano soon. I'm going to leave it for now. Our fennel plant, this was the one that pretty much got taken over by some caterpillars, and they just ate it all. They stayed off of our dill this year for the first time, but they definitely ate this one down to nothing. Now that it's coming back, I was hoping to save some fennel seed. The stuff going to seed still isn't dry, but this actual fennel looks really good. And I'm not sure what you call the stalks or whatever. Those look really, really good too. I've never cooked with them, but I might have to give it a try. This is also my first year growing thyme, and this is one of those ones I just kind of find a little funny. It reminds me of just kind of like a bush you would see at somebody's house. So I'm interested to see if we utilize this as much as I hoped we would. I don't think I will really do a whole lot of saving for it. I don't know. I don't use thyme too much in my cooking. Do you guys have any ideas for how you use thyme when you're cooking? And maybe I can better utilize that than I have been.
So I'm filling up the barrel because if I have that full, at least it'll help regulate some of the temperature in here on those big swings. So maybe, just maybe, when it gets down to 20, it won't freeze in here. But when we got out here, it was 58, Sarah?
I think around 60, yeah.
And boy, the sun popped out and it feels like it's 90 in here now. It is hot.
Thanks for watching. I hope you are enjoying seeing us still growing here in November. Today's November 1st.
In Minnesota.
Bye, guys.
Bye.